This January is an interesting month. First off, it's my birthday month. One thing I for sure want this year is just to improve in the crafts that I do, specifically in writing. You know, I've been directing for a long time now. You know, directing helps you practice it helps you sharpen your skills, right? And, you know, because I want to be a movie director, I want to be a screenwriting director, it's important to have those skills, but I have practiced those skills a lot now, and I feel pretty confident in them. The thing I want to improve on this year is being able to tell stories that I like, my stories, so that I can hand it over to the version of me that has the skills to make those interesting films. So I think this year I really want to focus on just improving on the craft of writing itself. So I've been doing a ton of reading. I did read 19 books last year, but I didn't like all of them. I liked a few of them. And I'm going to tell you 3 that I really liked. Wuthering Heights, The Old Man and the Sea, that's Hemingway, and Notes from Underground, Fyodor Dostoevsky. Great books. I got the chills just saying the name of the books, but they really were great books. This year is about reading big books, so I got Crime and Punishment.
Have you read Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky?
That's by Fyodor Dostoevsky. And I got his other book, The Brothers Karamazov. Might say that wrong. I also got the book, The Miserables. It's in French. The title's in French, but it's The Miserables. And then I got Anna Karenina, which I'm currently reading right now. Yeah, those are the books I got. And then later this year, I want to get Count of Monte Cristo. There's a thing about reading where, especially like the way I read now, like if I'm reading a Russian author, I'll try to stay within the realm of reading more Russian authors or more of that person's work, because what I find is that they will use similar words, and when my brain sees a word twice, I'll pull out the highlighter, and or even if I see a word that I think, that's an interesting word, I don't understand what it is, I'll pull out the highlighter, and then later when I'm done, I'll go back through that chapter, or right then and there, I'll look it up. And I started noticing that if you read within the same sort of genre or the same author, you'll see that they have like a certain lexicon of words. Their vocabulary starts to come out at you, and you start seeing like, oh, they're using this word a lot. Once I start approaching reading like that, it's easier for me to remember words I don't understand. I've been spending a lot of my time writing recently, and last year the big goal was to write and direct my first short film, and that was a big step in becoming a screenwriting director. And now that I got that done, I've been taking what I learned from that experience, and I am working on just getting better as a screenwriter, as a storyteller. So I've been experimenting with sharing my work somewhere online, or trying to create a place to share some of the stuff I'm working on. I write a ton of short stories now, and especially since I made my first short film, I've been writing a lot of short stories, because you get a lot of information you don't have prior to never making a short film. Some of that stuff has been on my Substack, substack.com/@Sergio A. Maldonado. I've been looking for a way to create a better feedback loop, because I don't have a literary agent. I don't have a screenwriting agent. I mean, I would love one. I'm open to one, because usually that would be like a reader for you. You would work on something and send it over to them, and they would read it, but I don't have one of those. So I'm looking to create my own place somewhere on the internet where not only can I like put work out so that I can come back and look at how I was writing in January, how I improved by February, but also for a place to find readers for my work. I'm definitely going to be making another short film, and this year compared to last year, I'm cranking out short stories because I want to put in that work. I want to put in that volume, and I want to have 5, 6 stories, 10 stories to look at and be like, I'm making this one, when the time is right and it's time to go make one. So yeah, that's one of the things that I'm trying to accomplish this year, is just creating a better feedback loop, finding more readers for my work, finding a place or a home to put that work out. And then on top of that, I definitely have been working on, I have larger stories, and I have this one very big story that I'm working on now, but those smaller stories, those smaller short stories that I write them in 1 or 2 days and get them out, edit them, and they're done. But one of the things I've been working on as a writer is when ideas come to me, you have to decide, is this a short story? Is this a 30-minute script or pilot? Is this a movie? The current idea I'm working on right now, it's so big that I've been doing research. I've been writing backstory for certain characters. I'm building it up like a large project instead of just rushing in, so that by the time I can see the story clearly, I'll have a lot of ammunition to go in there and write it. And, I'll just sit down and lock in and write for however many days I need. But once I can see that story clearly, then I'll attack that larger idea. But in the meantime, I want to be writing a ton of short stories that's continuing to allow me to strengthen that muscle of storytelling. And, there's a ton of things that you can work on as a writer or a screenwriter. You have structure for dialogue, conflict, inner motivation, just an insane amount of things that you have to learn. So overall, I know where my writing ability is at, but I also know where my technical skills and the level of story that's in my head is at. And it's all about creating a way to get those properly out onto the paper and then onto the screen. So I'm starting to get myself to the point where I am getting ready to write my first feature film. And this is a difficult thing as a independent filmmaker, because not only do you need to get good at writing stories in the first place, but you need to write one that's affordable. And I do feel like I am getting to a point where I have the skills and I have the training and the hard work, and I put the time in to be able to write a film that not only I can afford, but that would be great and that people would like to watch. So I don't want to put a time on it. What I want to do is build the necessary skills that the outcome is naturally a feature film, or the outcome is naturally you can write a small movie, a big large budget movie, whatever it is that you're working on. So this year I'm building the necessary skills to do that, but the end goal is definitely to write and direct my first feature film. So I'm working hard at that. So if you're ever wondering what I'm doing, that's what I'm doing. But I'm definitely still directing. I'm definitely still in active conversations with great artists and friends that are working on albums and projects that I'm looking forward to. But in the meantime, I'm getting as good as I can at writing, at directing, at practicing all the other crafts that I do, cinematography, blocking, understanding color, light, composition, everything I can to improve my chances of being a great screenwriting director someday.